protein, and in particular the amino acid lysine, dietary minerals including magnesium, manganese, phosphorus, and selenium, and vitamins including niacin, vitamin B6, and vitamin E. The greater amount of dietary fiber, as much as 4 times than found in refined grains, is likely the most important benefit, as it has been shown to reduce the incidence of some forms of cancer, digestive system diseases, coronary heart disease, diabetes, and obesity. Some of these protective effects occur because of carbohydrates from whole grains are digested and enter the bloodstream more slowly, avoiding the sugar rush. For the second requirement, describe the effects of yeast in bread making. Yeast interacts chemically with sugar in warm water to provide leavening. This allows the bread to rise. In more detail, yeast make up a group of single-celled fungi, a few species of which are commonly used to leaven bread. In the absence of oxygen, yeast produce their energy by converting sugars into carbon dioxide and ethanol. In baking, the carbon dioxide raises the bread and the ethanol evaporates. This is very true, and we will see the effect of these as I do requirement number 4. Prepare vegan whole wheat challah bread. Let's prepare our challah bread. Go! because they were driven out of Egypt and could not wait, nor had they prepared any provisions for themselves. And for the New Testament, Jesus mentioned evening several times. One of them was recorded in Matthew chapter 13, verse 33. It says, he told them another parable. The kingdom of heaven is like yeast that a woman took and mixed in with 3 measures of flour until all of it was leavened. And did you know Jesus also compares the Pharisees to leaven? It was recorded in Matthew chapter 16, verses 6 to 12. It says, Jesus said to them, watch out and beware of the yeast of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. They said to one another, it is because we have brought no bread. And becoming aware of it, Jesus said, you of little faith, why are you talking about having no bread? Do you still not perceive? Do you not remember the 5 loaves for the 5,000, or how many baskets you gathered? Or the 7 loaves for the 4,000, and how many baskets you gathered? How could you fail to perceive that I was not speaking about bread? Beware of the yeast of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. Then they understood that he had not told them to beware of the yeast of bread, but of the teaching of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. Now, let's continue the baking of our challah bread. Now, 5 minutes have already passed, and let's see if our yeast is already active. Let's go! Now, we can see here that now it has the foam on top of the mixture. As you can see, as I said earlier, in the absence of oxygen, yeast produce their energy by converting sugar into carbon dioxide and ethanol. Later, we will see if the yeast will help to make the bread rise. Now let's go to our next step. Now we will put 3 tablespoons of olive oil. Now we will put our yeast mixture into the flour. Okay, let's mix. Now the magic happens. Become stone. Okay, so we've already mixed a little bit of the liquid and the flour. And now it's time to knead. Okay, let's knead. Now we're done kneading our dough. Now we will wait for 1 hour to let our dough rise. But of course, the more time you allot for this dough to rise, the better. Then we will just cover it with a cloth. Now we will wait for 1 hour or more. After 1 hour and 45 minutes, let's see if the yeast made the dough to rise. Open it up. Wow! It's so big now! Now we will punch out the Okay. Now we will need a little bit more. I don't know, it's hard. It's hard work. Now we will divide our dough into 2 parts. Set 1 part aside. And now, for the next step, we will divide this part into 3 equal parts. Sure that they are on. on a baking pan lined with parchment paper. Let's now make our second challah bread. We will do the exact same step. base that we have created here is made up of choco syrup and soy milk. So I will just spread it with a on our two challah bread. Now we will just put some toppings, and our toppings will be almonds. Now our challah bread is ready to put in the oven. We will set the temperature to 180 degrees Celsius, like this, and then we will set the timer to 15 minutes. And now we will set the temperature of the oven to 180 degrees Celsius, and we will set the timer of the oven to 10 minutes. Now let's see our challah bread after 10 minutes. Wow! Product. I hope you learned how to bake our vegan whole wheat challah bread. I hope you learned how to bake our vegan whole wheat challah bread. Hello everyone! For my Homemaker Master Award, using wheat flour. Whole wheat flour. Whole wheat flour. Mix the 1 teaspoon of salt into the flour, not on this yeast mixture here, the liquid mixture here, because the salt could deactivate our yeast. So we will just put it here and we will mix it just in the flour. So now we will just mix the flour a little bit so the salt will mix in with the flour. Okay, now it's time to mix everything together. rise for 10 minutes. So now we will cover it with a cloth and let it rise for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, let's see. Wow! Now our dough has risen. Now we will form this dough into 12 breadsticks. So let's knead a little bit. Take out the excess here. Okay. So we will divide this dough into 12 pieces so we can form 12 equally sized breadsticks. So now I will divide first this dough into half. Cut it first. Alright, now we will divide these two parts into 6. So in total, 6 plus 6 is 12. So we'll cut these pieces from here. So 1, 3, let's set aside this other one first. Now we will roll this into bigger pieces. This. Now we will form this into the shape of a breadstick. Okay. Okay. Now we will put it on a pan, a baking pan lined with parchment paper. Now we will do the same thing for the other pieces of next one. Have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of breadstick. Now we will do the other 6 for us to make 12 breadsticks. So we will divide again 6 parts. 1, 2, 12. These are all the 12 breadsticks are ready to be baked. Now we are ready to bake the breadsticks. So we will set the temperature of our oven to 190 degrees Celsius, and the timer of our oven, we will set it to 10 minutes. Okay, now we will put the breadsticks inside. Now we will set the timer to 10 minutes.
One more.
Now we will put the glaze. To prepare the glaze, you will need margarine, garlic powder, sugar, salt, and cilantro, finely minced. So we've already melted the margarine, so you need to melt the margarine in order for us to mix all the ingredients together. So we will put the garlic powder now. We will put 1 teaspoon of the garlic powder. Now we will also put 1 teaspoon of salt, of sugar. One teaspoon of salt, and then we will add the cilantro. So just put the desired amount of cilantro. Alright, then we will mix it all together. Now let's glaze!
Hindi na ulit ilulutuin.
Refresh. Okay. And now, this is our finished product. Wow! Now I will ask my daddy to taste test the breadsticks. Daddy, hey, taste the breadsticks.
Taste it.
Woohoo!
Yummy. now we're going to taste this vegan garlic with breadsticks. Real good! Thank you, Onyx!
Let me taste it! So good! I hope you enjoyed my baking video. Bye! Hello everyone! For my homemaking master awards in baking, I will be doing requirement number 8. I will bake a cake from basic. I will be making a vegan moist chocolate cake. So, let's get started. Our ingredients are 2 cups of soy milk, half tablespoon of vinegar, 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 3/4 cup of cocoa powder, 2 tablespoons of baking powder, 1 cup of white sugar, half cup of melted margarine, and half teaspoon of salt. For our first step, we will mix the half tablespoon of vinegar with the 2 cups of soy milk. Here I am using apple cider vinegar. Just mix the 2 ingredients together. Okay. Now we will just set this aside first. And now we will go to our dry ingredients. So we will mix now the 2 cups of all-purpose flour, then next we will add the 3/4 cup of cocoa powder. Then we will also add the 2 tablespoons of baking powder. And then we will mix. And then we will add the sugar, the 1 cup of sugar. Then we will mix. And now we will add the salt. Mix again. Now we will get again the soy milk and the vinegar mixture that we made earlier. And then we pour it into the dry mixture. And then also we will add the margarine, a half cup of margarine. So we will add now the half cup of melted margarine. Now we will mix. now we will mix it all together. And now we will mix them all together. So now in making and mixing this mixture, it is important to note that we should not overmix. Just enough mixing that no dry ingredients will show in the mixture. Now our mixture is ready. So now we are going to get some parchment paper and just line the bottom of the pan that you're going to use with. But first, we will just brush a little bit of oil so that the parchment paper will also stick. So we will just brush the bottom of the pan with a little bit of oil so that the parchment paper will also stick. Okay? Also, we will brush the side so that the cake mix will not stick when we will take it out. Okay. Now we will pour our chocolate mixture. Okay, now we'll just even out the surface. Okay. Now we're ready to bake. So we will put this in the oven. And then, so now we're going to set the temperature to 180 degrees Celsius, and we will also set the timer to 45 minutes. And after 45 minutes, we will see if our cake is already done, but if not, we will just extend the Okay, let's wait for 45 minutes. After 45 minutes, let's see and let's test if our cake is already done. So we go back to requirement number 7. We are going to test if the cake is done. And also, we are going to discuss how do we keep a cake from falling. So we can test to see if a cake is done by inserting a toothpick or a butter knife carefully into the center of the cake. If it comes out clean without any cake glue after it, then the cake is done. So let's test if this cake is done. We'll just insert this skewer into the middle or to the center of the cake. See? There! It's clean. That means this cake is done. So now, how do you keep a cake from falling? You can keep a cake from falling by not introducing a cake to temperatures drastically different from the oven too quickly, and by not slamming the door on the oven before the cake is done. Now I will ask my daddy to take out the cake from its container. So you will place it here. So make sure it is already loose water, it has to be chilled. And also, you will need salt. Now, let's get started. We will make first the pie crust. So first, let's put 2 cups of flour into our mixing bowl. So we have 1 cup. And then let's get 1 more cup. Let's put it in. Okay, so now we have 2 cups. Now we have 2 cups of flour. Flour. Now we have 2 cups of our bleached all-purpose flour. Now let's get 1 teaspoon of salt. Okay, let's put 1 teaspoon of salt. Now let's put sugar. Now let's put 1/4 cup of sugar. Okay. Now let's mix it all together. And then I will put 1/2 cup of vegetable shortening. There we go. And then I will put 1/3 cup of vegan butter. So that one is the one that I used for the vegan butter. And this one is the one I used for the vegetable shrimp. Okay. Now I will just mash it and mix it all. Now what you're doing is
Ay, teka lang.
so I will just mash it and mix it all together. I'm just cutting all the ingredients all together. And then just mix it a little bit. Okay. So now we will just drizzle the cold water and don't pour it all. So just drizzle a little bit of water and don't pour it all at the same time. Just a little bit, one at a time. Mix it. So I'm just putting a little bit more. can all incorporate nicely together. So I just floured my surface a little bit, and now I'm just going to put the dough on the counter. Alright. Now I am going to knead it. So, what you need, the texture of the dough should be flaky. And that's when you know that you have the perfect pie crust consistency. It smells so good. Make sure your hands are clean. This is my favorite part. Okay. So now I'm just going to cut my dough into cookies. I'm going to divide it into two. So I just rolled my dough here. And I'm just going to divide it into two. Divide it here in the middle so I can have two parts of the dough. There we go. Let's separate these two. So I'm just going to flatten it out a little bit. And I'm going to get some cling wrap. Okay, so I'm getting some cling wrap. Let's get it. There you go. Now we will wrap also the other dough. Together with the other one. There, wrap our dough with cling wrap. Now let's put the dough into the fridge, and we need to put the dough in the fridge so that it can rest, and so it will be nice, tender, and flaky. And we will probably chill it in the fridge for about an hour. So let's put it in the refrigerator. And now, while we're waiting for our dough, let's make our blueberry filling for our pie. You will need frozen blueberries. Here's my frozen blueberries. So I am using 500 grams of blueberries. You will also need cornstarch. And you'll also need sugar, lemon zest, which is the skin of the lemon, and lemon juice, cinnamon, and a pinch of salt. Now you will will just mix all the ingredients together. So first,
Ulit.
I will put 1/4 cup of cornstarch. So add that to the blueberry. Okay, then we will put coconut sugar. So I will also put 1/4 cup of sugar, and I will be using muscovado sugar. Some sugar. Add that. Then we will add our lemon juice. And then lemon zest. Okay. Now let's put a pinch of salt. I'll be putting half a teaspoon of salt. Then we will also put cinnamon and half teaspoon of cinnamon.
Lakasan po. Ulit.
Half, and I will put half teaspoon of cinnamon. Okay. So now let's mix all the ingredients together. Mix, mix. So now we're gonna put this back in the freezer, and we're gonna wait until our pie crust is done so that we can take this all out. Hey, see you in 1 hour. Now after 1 hour of our dough chilling in the refrigerator, let's get it. So, since we're dough, so we get 1 part of it. Let's roll it out with our rolling pin. Okay. Wow, it smells amazing. Fire the surface. Okay, and then let's put the dough. Spread this out for a little bit. Okay, now let's roll it out.
Likod mo.
So just make sure that your pie crust is evenly distributed on the container. Not too thin and not too thick. There we go. So just make your pie crust neater and evenly distributed. There we go. Now let's get our blueberry filling. Wow! Now I'm going to put the blueberries into the crust. Now let's put this back into the freezer. So, and we will get the other piece of the dough. Now for the second piece of the crust. This will be the top layer of the pie. Open it up. So I've already floured my surface, and we're gonna put this in here. We're gonna shake it a little bit. Okay. Now we will roll it. Right. Okay. Now let's get the blueberries in the crust on the freezer. Whoa. So, and now we're going to put the top layer of our pie. First, let's take this crust out. And we're gonna there we go. Then let's cut the excess. Now we're going to top the sides of the pie crust into these.
Ano magkat?
Next, we will kind of make a mark like this on the sides of our pie crusts, like this. Wow! Yay! So see, I made a border on the sides of the pie because I'm so happy. Now I will just put a cut on the middle of the pie. Two straight. Now I'm just going to put, and I'm just gonna brush a little bit of milk, of soy milk, on top of the pie. Just a little brush. Okay, now I'm just gonna drizzle a little bit of sugar onto the pie. Go. Now, I'm going to put this into the freezer for another 30 minutes. Now, after 30 minutes, we will bake this in the oven. See ya! After 30 minutes, wow! Now let's bake it in the oven. So please take note that our oven has been preheated to 200 degrees Celsius. Let's put the pie into the oven. So, close it, and we will bake this for 20 minutes at 200 100 degrees Celsius. And now, after 20 minutes, it is already done after 20 minutes. But we are going to bake it again at 180 degrees Celsius. And we are going to bake it for only 5 minutes. Now, after 5 minutes, our pie is ready to eat. So I will ask my daddy to take out that pie because it's really hot out from the oven.
Dali.
It smells so good! Now it's time to taste the blueberry pie!
I see.
Masarap talaga.
Ang laki masyado kasi. Saluin mo ha. Oh, wow! Okay, you taste it na, Daddy. And oh, Onyx.
It's still hot. Okay.
Amazingly good.
And that's how you make vegan blueberry pie. Hello everyone! For my homemaker master award in baking, I am going to do another recipe for requirement number 9. I'm going to bake a vegan banana cream pie. So, these are our ingredients. We will need vegan butter. As you can see, it is vegan, dairy-free. We will also need sugar. In our case, we are using muscovado sugar, but you can also use coconut sugar. Coconut cream. So, you will also need graham crackers, salt, almond milk, cornstarch, and sliced bananas, and also you will need vanilla extract. Now, let's make our banana cream pie. We are going to start first with the crust. So now, let's make our vegan banana cream pie. So, let's start by making the crust. You will need a blender or a food processor. Now, let's start by making the crust of the vegan banana cream pie. You will need a blender or a food processor. And also, you will need 1 to 2 packs of graham crackers. So, get some graham crackers and we're gonna put them in the blender. So we're gonna crush these graham crackers in the blender to make the crust. So I think 1 pack of graham crackers is already good. So to make our crust. So I'm just gonna put 1 packs. Okay, I'm just gonna add 1 pack. There we go. So we are going to pulse this so it will become like sand. So I'm just gonna pulse. Let's crush this up. As you can see, it's being crushed. As you can see, this is our crushed grahams. You can see it's really good crushed up and it looks like sand. So as you can see, these are our crushed grahams, and after pulsing it should look like this. And yes, fold it in with spatula so it will be crushed even more. Should be even. There we go. Now the next step is we're going to put vegan melted butter into our crushed grahams. This is 1/4 cup of vegan melted butter. Now we're gonna just pulse it a little bit so it will mix. In. So the texture of our crush should be like wet sand. Go. Let's mix it. So I'm just gonna mix it here so it's well incorporated. So now we're going to put our crushed graham mixture into a greased pan. So I already greased it with a little bit of vegetable shortening so our crust will not stick once it is already baked. So I'm just going to So we're just going to flatten the crust around the size of the pan and in the bottom. Just smooth it out and press firmly to the side of the pan. As you can see, I flattened the crust down with the back of a measuring cup that is flat. And I'm just going to press it down. I'm pressing it down so it will form a crust. There we go. So this will serve as the crust of our banana cream pie. So you can also flatten the sides of the crust by doing this so that it will stick to the pan and it will form the sides of the crust and it will be flat. There we go. So now, let's put our crust in the oven. So we will set the temperature of the oven to 170 degrees Celsius, and the timer, we're just going to bake it for 5 minutes. Okay! So while our crust is baking, let's get started with our vegan pastry cream. So now we whisk together 1 1/2 cups of coconut cream and put it in a saucepan. And put it here. That's our coconut cream. Let's set this aside. And then 1 1/4 cups of almond milk. Okay. Then 1/2 cup of cornstarch. Okay. And 1/3 cup of sugar. We are using muscovado sugar. And we're gonna whisk it all together. So I'm mixing it until well combined. So we're gonna whisk it until all the cornstarch is dissolved. So we're gonna put the saucepan over medium heat. Okay. So now we're gonna add butter and salt. So we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of vegan butter. So I'm adding 2 tablespoons of vegan butter. So 1. And 2. And 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Then we will mix that together. So you will know that your pastry cream is already done when the consistency is like this. It looks like it's pancake batter. It's fairly thick, but also not that runny and not too solid. Just right. So we're already done with our pastry cream. So we've removed the heat from the custard, so the heat is not there anymore. So we're just going to put 1/2 tablespoon of vanilla extract. Then we're gonna mix. Now our crust is done, and we're just going to let it cool for a little while before we add our custard and bananas. And now we're we're going to put the sliced bananas into the base of the crust. So, just like this, I'm going to cover the base with bananas. Now we will put the pastry filling, pastry cream. So, just add it to the crust. So, now we're gonna put it. There we go. Wow! So that is our pastry cream.
Or sometimes they call this custard.
Yeah. The filling of our banana cream pie.
It's all in there.
Yes!
Yes.
And we'll just spread it evenly across the surface of the pie. So, now that we even out the custard or the pastry cream, go! We're going to put it in the freezer for 1 hour. Or if you're not in a rush, you can put it just in the refrigerator and just put it there for 2 to 4 hours. But if you're in a rush and want to do things quickly, you can put it in the freezer for just 1 hour. So next up, we're going to put cling wrap over the pie. So we're just going to put the cling wrap over the custard, just like that, so that it is over the filling. Go. So now we're ready to put this in the freezer for 1 hour. Now let's put it into the freezer. I'm back in 1 hour. So now, while we are waiting for our banana cream pie to be chilled, now we're going to make the whipped topping or the whipping cream. So I have here a non-dairy, a vegan whipped topping that is already ready to whip. So this is non-dairy whipped topping and it is ready to whip. We will be needing 2 cups of this whipping cream. So let's put 2 cups. A little bit more. There we go. So there you have 2 cups of whipping cream. So we're going to pour our topping cream into this chilled bowl that I have chilled in the refrigerator. Let's pour it in. So I'm going to use a hand mixer to whip my whipped topping for about 8 to 10 minutes on medium speed. Just whip. So as you can see, wow, so now as you can see, our whipped cream, our whipped topping has turned into whipped cream. As you can see, it's a little bit more foamier, and it looks like, and it's also very important that you don't over whip, because the consistency won't be also good. So I think our whipping cream is already ready. Oh, look at that! It's so foamy! You can see it's very foamy and very thick, just like other whipping creams. So I think we're now ready to put this into our banana cream pie. So after 1 hour in the freezer, we took our banana cream pie out and look at that! Wow! Now we will add our whipped cream on top of our banana cream pie. Spread it out evenly. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of crushed crayons for our toppings for this pie. So as you can see, I'm putting crushed crayons on top of my pie. Okay, now this is our finished product. slice it so we can taste the banana cream pie. Let's slice it! And now I'm going to taste it. It's so good! It's so good! There, you see that? Those are my sliced bananas that you can see. So good! So I hope you learned how to bake a vegan banana cream pie. Bye! Hello everyone! For my Homemaker Master Award in Baking, I'm going to do requirement number 10. Make and bake one recipe of cookies. And today I'm going to make a refrigerator cookie. And it's vegan chocolate chip refrigerator cookies! So, let's get started. Let's identify our ingredients. So, these are the things that you need. These are the ingredients. You will need an egg replacer of choice. We use here cornstarch. You can also use as your egg replacer ground flaxseed. And there's many other egg substitutes that you can use. Next, you will need vegan butter. This is the brand that we use. We really like this. It's very yummy. It's vegan, as you can see here. You will also need salt and vegan chocolate chips. As you can see here, this one has no dairy in it, which means it's vegan. You will also need vanilla extract. Then also you will need all-purpose flour, baking powder, vegan brown sugar, cane sugar, and cake flour. So, let's get started. So you will need half a cup of vegan butter. We're going to put it into our mixing bowl. Ooh, lots of butter. I'm so excited. Okay, so now I'm going to add 3/4 cup of the brown sugar. Since I don't have a 3/4 cup measuring cup, I will have to use this 1/4 cup, and I'm just gonna add 3 of this. So, let's go. Okay. So, more. Second one. And last. Here we go. And then we will add 1/4 cup of the cane sugar. Alright. Now we have to mix all of these ingredients together with my mixer. Okay, let's mix them. You should mix these until well combined. I'm just going to scrape the sides of the bowl so that it will be well combined. As you can see, we're starting to mix it together. So in between, you need to scrape the sides of the bowl so that it will be all well combined. So now we're going to mix this for about 4 to 6 minutes. recipe needs 2 eggs. And to make 1 egg, you need 2 tablespoons of cornstarch and 3 tablespoons of water. So, in order to make the equivalent of 2 eggs, you need 4 tablespoons of cornstarch and 6 tablespoons of water. Okay, so now let's add our cornstarch or egg replacement. Okay, and then the next thing we're gonna add is our vanilla extract. We will be needing 1 teaspoon. going to mix it until combined. Okay. Now it's just combined. Next, we will combine the dry ingredients. You will need 1 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. Let's put in the 1 cup of all-purpose flour first. Then you will need another 1/4 cup for the all-purpose flour again. Then you will need the cake flour. We're gonna add 3/4 cups of cake flour. So now we're gonna need 3/4 cup of cake flour. But since I don't have a 3/4 measuring cup, I'm going to use 3 of the 1/4 measuring cup. Okay, so that's 1, 2, and last, 3. Next is salt. We're gonna need 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Okay? And then the baking powder. Not baking soda, baking powder. Okay. Now it's time to mix. You can also knead the dough by hand if you want to mix it even more, like what I did. So now I have this beautiful dough. Alright. Then we're gonna add in our vegan chocolate chips. I used 1 cup. Okay. So I'm just going to knead it by hand. Mix it in, the chocolate chips. Yes, let's go. And now I'm going to prepare my cookie dough to be refrigerated. So I'm just going to divide the dough in half. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just going to visualize it. Now let's put it in the parchment paper. Wax paper. Now it's time to put it on the wax paper. gonna roll it. I'm gonna twist the edges. And there we go. Now I'm gonna do the other one. Okay. Right. Okay. Alright. Okay, so I'm gonna put it on a pan. So I'm gonna put it in a pan and I'm going to refrigerate this overnight. So now I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. So this is only the refrigerator, not the freezer. So our cookie dough can stay in the refrigerator for up to 3 months. And it's nice because tomorrow we're just gonna slice and then we'll bake them. So it makes the process easier. See you tomorrow!
The next day.
So now it's morning and it's time to bake the cookie dough. I'm gonna get it out of the refrigerator. Wow! Now it's a bit harder than last night. Now I'm going to unwrap one of the pieces of the cookie dough. And then we're going to slice the cookie dough into thin pieces. Don't worry if a piece splits up like this, you just put them back together. After slicing, we're now gonna put baking paper or parchment paper on our baking pan. Our first piece. Alright, it's time Alright!